Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about the Grubhub Driver Card. So one of the things that Grubhub expects from their drivers is that they have a Grubhub Driver Card. And whether or not you use it is a different story, but it is necessary to have on you. So in this video, I want to go over everything you must know about the Grubhub Driver Card, how it actually is for gig workers and drivers on the Grubhub platform, and everything in between. So with that said, let's go over a disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that the experiences that I'm going to be discussing in this video can be considered market dependent, and what applies to me and my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. What is the Grubhub Driver Card? Some Grubhub orders require that the driver pays for the order at the restaurant. The Grubhub Driver Card is sent to drivers by Grubhub so that these orders can be paid for by Grubhub. So instead of it coming out of your own pocket, it comes out of theirs, so that means that you have to have your own card associated with your account. That being said, that does not mean you use it for yourself. That's so that way you can pay for the customer's orders. These cards arrive in the mail and are activated by the driver directly in the Grubhub for Drivers app. So you would end up going from the task list here into the hamburger menu, into account, and from account settings to driver card. Manage your driver card. You can get a new driver card if you want. You could request one. You can activate a new driver card, and you could view the shipping status of your driver card. That being said, they do email you about that as well. And of course, you could call driver care on the same subject. You can begin delivering without your driver card until it arrives in the mail. In your Grubhub starter kit, we will ship you your Grubhub starter kit with the card inside once you make your first Grubhub delivery. So you're going to actually fulfill a delivery on Grubhub, and then they'll send you the starter kit. But that's not exactly too hard to do, especially with how Grubhub works. The first 2 weeks you're on the platform, they actually boost up your account so that way you kind of get hooked on their app, and then they'll put you on like the veteran drivers list so that way you don't get that boost anymore, but that's a different story for a different video. If your market does not require you to have an active Grubhub driver card, there's no need to wait. You can deliver with any insulated delivery bag, whether you're waiting on your bag to arrive or you opted out of receiving a bag from Grubhub. I personally would just take the bag. Honestly, I am a personal believer you can never have enough, just in case. You never know when you're gonna need them. I'm not even kidding. But if your driver card isn't necessary, then hey, good for you. I hope that you don't need it, to be honest. But if it is, that you need to activate it. You should never pay for any Grubhub order that you have accepted for delivery with any form of payment other than the Grubhub driver card. Drivers will not be reimbursed by Grubhub for any other form of payment. That's actually an important point. I know that DoorDash and Instacart actually say if their card isn't working for some reason, you could use your own payment and they'll reimburse you, even though it's an absolute nightmare to do so. They will literally tell you drivers won't be reimbursed by Grubhub. Honestly, that's a good thing. I'd rather them say, no, we don't do that, than say, yes, we do that, and then they just don't do it. Because that's misleading and disrespectful, in my opinion. And also, you're rarely gonna need the card. It's for the situations that you do that kind of matter. When will my Grubhub driver card arrive? Depending on the market you are delivering in, you will be shipped a driver card after you complete your first delivery with Grubhub. Not all new drivers will receive a driver card. Only those delivering in a place and pay market. If you do not receive a driver card in your starter kit, then your market is not a place and pay market, and you will not need a driver card to deliver. Here's a point that I think is not really mentioned, although it should be. Just because they say your market is not a place and pay market, that does not mean it cannot be a place and pay market. It means it's not a place and pay market yet. Now, I've never been a fan of place and pay or pay on arrival orders anyway, but it is important to have, and we'll go over why later. If you're in a place and pay market and you haven't received a card within 14 days of your first delivery, please order one through the app free of charge. Yeah, that's another thing. They don't charge you for these cards. You can literally ask for 1,000. They will give them to you. Although I don't recommend having a bunch of them just in case, but either way. When you order a new Grubhub driver card directly through the Grubhub for Drivers app, you will receive both a confirmation email and a tracking number once the card has been shipped. Once tracking information is available, you'll also be able to view this directly in your Grubhub for Drivers app. So you will have the information both in your email account and in your app, like we said before. If you're a new driver waiting for your gear and card, and a card was ordered for you directly by Grubhub, you might not be able to view this tracking information in the app. You should, however, still receive the below emails. For more specific information, please search in your inbox for the following emails. Confirmation of gear order placed from no reply -grubhub@bamco.net. Subject, Grubhub driver, your order number has been submitted. Or the gear tracking information from no reply -grubhub@bamco.net. Subject, Grubhub driver, your order number has been shipped successfully. Pro tip, since the order number is unique, you might want to search for just Grubhub driver. Your order is in the subject field. Yeah, typically that's what I do. I just say Grubhub or Grubhub driver, and that's literally how I find all my emails associated with it. Although for me, I also get Google alerts from Grubhub, so that's a whole different issue. Things to keep in mind. Ordering a new card will deactivate your current card. You'll be able to take offers again as soon as you activate your new driver card. Yeah, that's the thing that I think a lot of people miss when it comes to this driver card, and I think it's so important to talk about it. If you order a new card, it deactivates your old one, and if you're a veteran driver, after a while, you need to have this card active. They will actually deactivate you until you get a card, which makes no sense to me because I think you could just sort through those orders and we could just decline the orders we cannot accept if we have to, but they just deactivate your account, which is so weird because there have been times where I argued to death about this card not being shipped and for taking so dang long for delivery that I have had to email the CEO at the time because it was so frustrating. I had to fight them on the subject. It's so annoying. Now, I do have some other side notes that I would like to go over in regards to the Grubhub driver card. Deactivation possible. Like I said, there are ways that this card can actually get you deactivated. One, by not having one, which is really more of an on them thing than on you thing, unless you have it and you just didn't activate it, which is a whole nother issue in itself. Or overcharging it or using it to add other items to your order so you could have those extra items for yourself and then it charges to the customer, so that's a form of fraud. Then there's the other point. Inflation's a thing. We have seen the prices of everything skyrocket over the past couple of years, and because of that, people have been deactivated for that. And that's not just a Grubhub driver thing. That is a DoorDash thing, an Instacart thing, an Uber Eats thing. Instacart's better about it because their entire pay model is shop and deliver. Either way, if you're using this card, understand it is possible you could get deactivated for doing so. Pay on arrival and place and pay. So the only times that you would ever use this card is for orders that are place and pay on arrival. And just because it says pay on arrival doesn't mean it's not a place and pay. It means that they could have gotten the order and you just pay for it on arrival, or you just have to place and pay because they told you to. I remember going to this place around here, Bow Campers, and the order literally said pay on arrival, which to me sounded great. That sounds exactly what you should do, right? They didn't actually get the order for whatever reason. And not only did they not get the order, when I got there, they said it was going to be 20 minutes, which was fine because it was a really big tip at the time. And the person behind the counter was so special that they didn't know how to use the card. You're supposed to use this card just like any other credit or debit card, and this girl, you could tell, is no stranger to a shopping mall and other sorts of payment methods, didn't know how to swipe a card. And she had to call in another girl to help her with it, and she didn't know how to use it either. And I'm saying, just swipe the card. And that 20-minute order took 50 minutes. But that's an entirely different point. But the point is that those are the two types of orders you will mainly see for the Grubhub Driver Card. There is no shop and deliver for Grubhub yet, but honestly, I wouldn't put it past them to include it in the future. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about the Grubhub Driver Card that I did not include in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that everybody knows everything in regards to the Grubhub Driver Card. Not necessarily Place and Pay and Pay on Arrival, that's going to be a different video, but the Grubhub Driver Card, and everybody can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time, as well as keeping their account safe. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!